as you're doing reforms, you're also doing palliatives.
What bothers
to cushion the effect of what you are doing?
What bothers people is that you're telling them to tighten their belt, whilst a lot of people in high office in government are loosening their belts. So there is that sense that we're not all suffering together, that people, ordinary people, are bearing the brunt, while the lifestyle of those in power has not changed. How do you respond to that?
Well, that is not totally true. Let me just tell you a story. Today, after a meeting, I spoke with the Minister of Finance.
Right.
It will shock people that some ministers, and some of them spoke during the last budget exercise that they didn't receive capital money and so on. Some ministers, some of them have been, because they come into office to serve, some of them have been using their personal funds to run. Some of them, they're not collecting government money.
What do you mean to run?
I mean to run their official work.
Right, but why is that? If you've got all this money, why aren't they getting their budgets?
Well, the government is doing so many things at the same time.
So the government is disorganized. It doesn't know where to... Well, I mean, a lot of the ministries are saying they're not getting their budget.
That is capital budget. Government is doing so many things at the same time.
Right.
So many things. So you have to prioritize where you put the money. So that's what's going on.
Okay, well...
Hello, everyone. Oh, Lord have mercy. The thing is just, be doing an interview is just by... what did the other one say? They just think it's English. You can speak English. You go there, you say this thing. Just look at Bayo Onanuga. What he ended up doing, like a lot of people have been saying, is that he literally exposed Tinubu for what he is and what he is doing. There's no governance anywhere. You understand? It's a whole lot of nonsense that have been going on. And it's been reported a lot of times before that, the Tinubu's administration is actually holding money, and ministries, a lot of ministries have not had the requisite amount that they need from their budget for them to actually do the things that they're supposed to do. So everybody is literally running on empties or just doing all manner of things as it is. Then it then brings to the question, all the monies, all the loans that are being collected, all the monies that are being used, where are they going to? But you see some contracts are given to certain people. The Chowgri, whatever firm or whatever, they know the kind of contracts that they have gotten, and there are some who have gotten, a good number of contracts. Contracts to what? Contracts doing what? And you see some of the things. Excuse me, even in this whole interview where Bayo Onanuga is trying to make the coastal road as if the coastal road has reduced the traveling time to his village by whatever and whatever, you're asking him, okay, do you understand what opportunity cost is all about? Do you understand when it is said that if you're going to use money, what would that money have been used for? Which one is the better choice? Is it this thing, or are there other things that are more productive for the nation, more important and more strategic for the nation to have spent that money on? All of these trillions, because it was trillions of naira that were spent on this coastal road. In the process of doing that coastal road, a lot of businesses were destroyed. Businesses maybe close to over $1 billion along that coastal road were destroyed, only for the coastal road to now be shifted, again. If you had used that money to say, okay, focus and repair all the connecting roads within Nigeria, will that have been more useful to the nation, more strategic to the nation than what you have currently that is not even fully done, is still yet, on the way. There were a lot of people who also said, while all of that were going on in terms of them bringing down properties in Lagos, many had said, can you start this journey from the other end? Is it Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, right? Can you start from the Calabar axis where you do not need to disrupt a lot of businesses, begin to bring it down? In the meantime, that gives the people who are on this area, more time for them to be able to do that. But none of these things were done because these people are not bothered, about any of these things. And then for them, you at the end of the day, the focus is really on what is it that their enjoyment really, their perks in office, they are having to call the shots and whatever, and not necessarily on the welfare of the people. And that's why we're seeing all these things that we're seeing currently right now are flying all over the place. But at the end of the day, we are not surprised at the fact that Tinubu is actually doing nothing in terms of giving good governance. A lot of shenanigans are going on, a lot of things going on upside. And one of them, I can tell you, it's, this whole tax thing. FIRS, new tax laws were made, their names were changed, they started a new process. People were saying to them, hey, this is it, these things are not matching, they are going to be this. Oh no, it has to be put in. Just, I think this month, few weeks to when taxes are supposed to be, filed and all of that, they now come. There is a circular going out from the Ministry of Finance that, hey, they need to revert back to the old one. And guess what is happening in that whole thing? It's almost as if there is no connection between the Ministry of Finance and also the former FIRS. I think they are called, is it NRS now or something? But they've changed their name. Nothing. And people, those who are filing, they're just all over the place. They haven't even been able to put in the current system that the people we used to file and all of that. Everything upside down. These are the same people that were being told again and again and again that, look, there are so many issues with this file, this new tax law and all of that. And they were in denial and so many things. It's just, everything is just upside down. But you know what it is. They will lie through anything that they need to lie through and make and just say a whole how do I say it, a whole lot of nonsense. But at the end of the day, we do know what is on ground. And my people, I will always relate this back to politics. You see, this politics, if we do not take part in it, politics will take part in us and it will deal with us severely. And there's no amount of prayers that is going to change anything, because God will not do for us what he has given us the capacity for us to do for ourselves. And so therefore, as we go into the 2027 election, every one of us, we must, take charge, take control of what it is, the deliverables that are going to come from us. What are those things that we are going to ensure that we do to make these things, work at the end of the day. So don't stay aside and say you're not going to be part of it. We are going to lock this thing down to every polling unit. You are part of a polling unit. Who are the people that you vote with? Can we come together and begin to have conversations, right now? Can we come together and begin to lock ourselves in and know what are the things that we need in there? Can we begin to knock door to door, enter places and speak about this thing? But in the meantime, there's registration going on, PVC registration. How many people can you help them get their PVCs? Even if you can't do it, can you help those who are doing it? Provide certain things that they need for them to go out there and go and get people registered. Your businesses depend on the politics of today. Your life, your everything depends on the politics of today. We are having kidnappers kidnapping people. You have a government that does not care. Who knows who is going to be the victim next? People must be victims. So as long as there are issues on ground, no matter how you pray, we are all victims waiting to happen. Like I always say to people, being a victim in Nigeria is no longer a matter of if you will be a victim. It's a matter of when you will be a victim. Thank you for watching.